but we don't have a screen, so we'll change that to that. There we go. There we go. It's back up, guys. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. YouTube took a glitch there and said I had 0 viewers. The chat's still going. And I don't know. You'll have that. But the stream's back up.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I think what we're going to do is take the data for now so that don't happen again. Don't know what went on there. Not sure. We'll see. See how it does. Yeah, it's back up. Yeah, it's back up. And I'm almost in real time. Wow, that's good. All right then. It looks all right. I mean, it's 1080p. It's not 4K. Will be 4K when I get this newer computer. But no, I'm not going to end the stream till that line moves through. And it hasn't gotten here yet. And it's starting to get its act together even more. It was petering out and haggling itself out as it approached. And then now it's starting to get itself together again. So, I think it's going to be a nice little punch move through. I really do. I think it'll rock the truck and give us some lightning and a little bit of a show. Okay, Chubbs. All right. You still have my email though. So if you need to get a hold of me, you know how to get a hold of me. And that mountain we're looking at in the background is actually in Indiana. So we're looking at Indiana per se. Right on, I understand. Absolutely. They're out there moving around doing their thing. Good night, Chubbs. Get better soon and stay in touch for sure. When you do get another phone, though, go ahead and throw that Zello on there and throw a request in there. You know where to go now and what to do. Looks like a little funnel cloud coming through there, don't it? I was watching it. Nah, it's just a little bit of steam coming off of a power plant over there. It just looks like a funnel. It's not. They canceled the tornado warning for Oxford. Yeah, we'll be down. I'll be down whenever a hurricane comes in, Chubbs. I'm gonna be making my way south. And we'll drop in on you on the way down. It's not that far off the beaten path. It's only like 25, 30 minutes out of the way. Well, an hour total probably, but be all right. Zen's off the beaten path too. Huh. What is going on with the stream? There it goes.
YouTube is this. It works now.
All right. Yeah, we got that squared away. Okay. All right. Rain's picking up.
YouTube is this. It works now.
All right. Yeah, we cool. Got good stuff. All right. So I close that out. Bring this back up. There we go. Hoping we get some lightning punch through this a little bit. Just over there where the action is, where it's looking a little better. Real low clouds. It's in Ohio, right next to the Indiana line. Okeana, Oxford, it's all right in that general area. I was going to head up there. I was headed that way up 128. I'm going to post up in Oxford, but I wanted to get my buddy shirt to him and catch up with him. I ain't seen him since we were kids, so, you know, there's a little bit of leeway there, right? But it was just radar indicated. It wasn't like it was a major PDS tornado going on up there. Probably didn't even touch the ground. From the looks of what I saw on the data, it didn't even, there was no debris ball, so no loss there. Yeah, I want to get that bigger jump box or that bigger power bank. That's all there is to it. And I can sit here and run this internet and not have to worry about it cutting out on you guys. I'll just leave it running that power bank And a power bank will run it for 12 hours. So, yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get me a bigger power bank. Uninterrupted streams. It's got to happen. Got a low one moving over here. Yeah, it wasn't, I didn't miss much, for real. That's just why I said I'll just meet up with you. I was headed up there though. That was my destination. Sometimes, you got to weigh the pros and the cons with this radar and these data points they're showing you. You got to kind of dig through the bullshit, so to say, and try to figure it out that way. That was the most likely place that stuff was going to converge all together, and I figured that's where the most turbulence and shear would be. That's why I was going up there. But you take when they're radar indicated, they're not always a tornado. It's just enough rotation for the National Weather Service to say, hey, we're going to tag this and say there's rotation, because it could tighten up and it could turn into a tornado. But in most cases, in this area, it doesn't really drop tornadoes very often. Weston, what are you doing? How you doing, young man? I don't know if I was chasing one night showing Zen all these tornado warnings all along this line. But half of them are radar indicated. They're not actually dropping a funnel. So you got to kind of get a look at the correlation coefficient and your velocities, and get a look at your mid, upper, and low level winds, where the shear's at, what it's doing. Quite a bit comes into play, but you can't really get a nail on the head. It's luck of the draw. If you're in the right place at the right time, it's kind of how that is. Bring this back up so I can see. Coming down now. Ahead of that front, or ahead of that line. That line's going to be punching through in about 10 minutes. About that, yeah, that's what it looks like. I'll give you a look at it here. There's the line right down there, and there I am, and that's just the head of the line right there, what we're in now. There's a lot going on now. It kind of came together as it got across the Ohio line. It kind of came together. Yeah, but that's what we'll be waiting on, that little area right there. It's coming into Lawrenceburg now. National Weather Service was saying that 2% chance of tornadoes, which would be F1s, about 90 miles per hour. You know what, Zen, guys? I'm surprised Mighty Mouse didn't make it out in the midst of it all. This usually, something like this usually gets him going. That power plant disappeared into the clouds. So they're getting real low, guys. It's going to dump some rain. This ain't going to be no joke. It's going to pack quite a bit of rain here from what I'm seeing on radar. I'm going to look at some data here. Yep, it's coming in. Yeah, he did. He did. And, you know, that sucks. Like I said, man, he's got a lot going on. And you know, the weight of the that's on his shoulders right now. That hill's starting to disappear. Another thing to remember about these radars, some of them could be up to 10 minutes out. This one's probably about 2 minutes out. This is Omega that I've just pulled up here. It's probably about 2 minutes behind, 3 minutes behind. So this could be the front moving in right now that just took out that hill real fast. I mean, it was like in 10 seconds the hill was gone. So that could be the front move, or the line moving in now. Might get a little dicey then. And Daryl, you're going to see it probably about 5 minutes after me. Yeah, visibility is diminishing quick. It's getting ready to start raining real heavy. It's here. Well, maybe not, maybe not. Let me zoom in here a little more. Yeah, that's just a little bitty pocket ahead of it. So, yeah, there's more to come after that. I use, copy that, Daryl. Yeah, it should be coming in your way. This cell here, this little cell here, you're probably seeing it now, but that line, when it hits me, you'll see it probably 4 or 5 minutes after it hits me here. I use Radar Omega. I use WeatherWise. I use a proximity radar called My Radar that I've got set to do what I need it to do. And I also use another thing called Windy. That I generally, for hurricanes, I use Windy because it gives you some different mosaics. It gives you different options of what you want to look at. Quite a few. I mean, you know, if you want to look at wind patterns, if you want to look at sea temperatures, if you want to look at rainfall amounts, whatever you can think of, the models, you know, what's the next 5 days going to look like in the Caribbean, it'll show you. So, and then a bunch of other .coms that I get on, National Weather Service, NOAA, Weather Underground. There's other ones I'll frequent, just depending on what storm I'm involved in. Yeah, I started to break up, making way for that line to come through. You can see it breaking up back there. Main event's coming. But yeah, those are generally what I use. Some of them you have to pay for, some you don't. But I pay for Radar Omega because I need all the options on there. That's the thing that saves your life. I mean, don't get me wrong, WeatherWise is free to an extent, and it has a lot of the same capability. Weatherfront, yeah. Yeah, there's all kinds of them. There's hundreds of weather apps out there that you can use, but I generally use what I keep up with the Joneses, so to say. I generally just use what the chasers are using. Just makes them. We all have the same information, you know. Makes it easier. You get the same data. Sometimes I'll get on WeatherBug too. I'll jump on WeatherBug for current conditions. If I'm like out fishing or I'm out in the grocery store, you know, and I know something's getting ready to happen, I'll look at the current conditions on WeatherBug real quick inside the store. Because it's got an option on there where you can see temperature changes and all that nice little stuff when you need to. Okay, yeah. What you can do is, I tell you, what I tell everybody is get a Fire Stick or a smart TV and bring YouTube up on that. That's the best thing you can do. It's free after you buy the Fire Stick. You don't have to jailbreak it or nothing. It brings the YouTube app up and you just sign in with your email and you are watching storm chasing in 4K or 75 inches, whatever you got going on. They're like 29 bucks for a Fire Stick. 20 to 29 bucks for the Fire Stick. It comes with a remote. You control your whole TV. And it's the best way to watch YouTube. I kid you not. I drove down to Zen's house just to put him up so he could, I put a thing in Zen's house to hold the TV up for him so he could do that. He can watch his fishing programs on a 32 inch, I think he's got, instead of using his phone. Because fishing apps have a lot of capability with as far as weather. They give you real-time conditions. So you know what the temperature is outside, what the temperature of the water is, you know what the pressure is, the barometric pressure, the humidity. It all plays a role when you're fishing. Yeah, that dark blue coming in behind that steam cloud, that's going to be the beginning of the line coming in. And it's not going to be here long. The line itself is only about 5 miles wide, 6 miles wide. So, and if it's moving at 40 miles an hour, it's going to be done in 10 minutes, 12, 15 minutes. Yeah, Ryan was at the Storm Chaser event last month. Well, last month. On the 15th, I think it was, or 11th or 15th, whatever it is. I think it was the 11th. He was up there with Mighty Mouse and a bunch of other chasers. Networking, putting stickers out on people's stuff. And actually, he didn't put a sticker on my truck. I took the sticker that Landon didn't get applied very well and put it on my truck. So it's there. I would not want to be sitting in my truck. As you can see, that mountainside's coming back into view. I would not want to be sitting in my truck 92 degrees at any time. I wouldn't want to be sitting on a porch. I wouldn't want to be outside, period. If I were, I'd want to have an air conditioner on me. Yep. Zen, we need a power bank, buddy. And and a better computer, and we're going to have a really nice stream. It's going to come together, buddy. Time that hurricane hits, the stream will have come together. This is going to have to be. Mother, hello. It is good evening to you. Been out a couple hours on this, waiting on the main event to come in. It dropped a tornado about, I don't know, 20 miles, 25 miles, 20 miles north of me. And that's all the line has done so far. Wait a minute. Whoa, hold on, guys. We just got a tornado warning. Tornado warning. And it is down near Warsaw, Kentucky. Yeah, if you're in Warsaw or you know anybody in Warsaw, give them a heads up. I'm seeing quite a bit of rotation, and it's getting a little tight on here, so yeah, it just popped up. That is probably about, oh, I don't know, 100 miles. Well, Trenton and Warsaw, and about 60 miles from me. I'm gonna keep an eye on it and see what it's gonna do here. It's starting to weaken already. Starting to hear some thunder, Zan. Yeah, I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay. Gotta love that satisfying power wash. Oh man, it's a wonderful thing. Yeah, they're fun. I got like a 3,000 PSI gas power washer. I use at work, I'll use a jetter. I'll put a jetter on there to do pipes and stuff, unclog them, drain pipes. And I'll use it to clean up a whole bunch of stuff. But yeah, I got a multi-use for a power washer for sure. Here comes that line in, guys. This is it. It's coming in. Let's see what it's got. They were hyping this line now. All these weather forecasters were hyping it. Like, it's going to drop multiple tornadoes. It's going to do this. It's going to do that. Another tornado warning. 2 of them. Richmond, Indiana, and Eaton, Ohio. Just popped on the map. Radar indicated. Not too much popping with them. They're not looking too heavy. Let me get a look here. A different look. Let's look at correlation. Look at velocities. Yeah, I'm seeing some rotation, but I'm not seeing major tornado on the ground stuff here. Rotation. So it's not going to drop one probably. You'll have that on them big jobs. The hill is gone. The heavy rain is headed this way. Let's see what this gust front's about. Let's see where this wind's at. There's enough trees around. There's enough vegetation around me for y'all to see what's happening, whether I'm going to get blown away here or not, like they said. They were hyping this big time. I mean, the wind velocities that I'm seeing or a little bit after the rain hits me, then that's when the wind gonna come in. See that, Zen? Did you see that message she just said? Did you see that chat? It goes around her too. And what is in her area? A body of water. Zen. Mother, that's something Zen and I have been talking a lot about lately. About how there's dry zones to where the weather go right around me in the Three Rivers area. It doesn't even touch me. It goes north and south of me. It breaks right apart and then comes back together about, I don't know, say 10 miles from me, and comes back together over downtown and just rips apart the east side of town. And Zen has the same issue down there in Winter Haven. The storms are all around him, boiling all around him, just convection everywhere, cumulative dreams, and it goes around him or doesn't hit him. 70% of the time, it does not hit him when he's supposed to be getting rain. There's an area in Missouri, the same thing I could tell you happens. And there's water associated, and Zen lives right across the street from a lake. There's also water associated with one in Missouri. So, yeah, Zen, that's very interesting, isn't it? Very, very interesting. So what I'm trying to do with that, Mother, is I'm trying to figure out what's causing that. I asked Dr. Greg Forbes at the event in Pennsylvania. I said, Dr. Forbes, what would be causing this? You know, I said, because there's dry areas. There's many climates, and you know, it goes around certain areas where I'm at. And I showed him on my phone the map, the Google map of it, and showed him where the Three Rivers come in. And he said it had to do with climate change, which, you know, I mean, I gotta respect the guy 100%. But I just feel like that's not what the issue is. He said he feels like it's climate change, due to climate change, and that those types of areas are going to increase in numbers. But I don't know, you know. And we're getting some wind here, as you can see, guys. Yeah, it's starting to beef up a little bit here. Coming in. But that's what Greg Forbes' take is on it. And he was a meteorologist for the Weather Channel for 30 years. So I know he has a clue. And it was a pleasure to meet him, by the way. I got to say that. It was really, really, really cool. Wow. Okay, yeah. And it's been like this here in Cincinnati, where I'm at the Three Rivers area. It just dissipates. Dissipation nation. So, yeah, snow will go around me too, but a lot of what happens when the snow comes in, it's always drier in this region, so it takes a while for the snow to start falling. It's got to saturate the atmosphere. There's probably about 25-mile-an-hour winds with this. Not really nothing major. And it is the front. But Mother, that's weird you said that, because like I said, Zen and I have been, you know, thinking about this and talking about this theory for a while now, and I've noticed it all over the country. I said I toured this country in bands throughout the 90s, you know, the whole decade of the 90s. I was running all around the country for the whole decade, and then some in the 2000s and, you know, whatnot. But the whole decade of the 90s, I ran around this country. And, you know, when you watch the local news stations, when you're in the hotel, you know, you get to see. And I was wondering why where I was at in Missouri wasn't getting rained on, and I'd seen what happened on the radar. It went right around where I was at. 3 lakes were in the area. And it all seems to center around water being associated with these areas that get missed. Now this, I had to drive to it. You know, normally where my home location is, it'll go around it and not rain much if I'm there. If I'm not there, it gets a deluge. It's crazy. There he goes in. Yeah, it's weird. And I've Googled it and whatnot, and there's not much on the internet about it. Nobody's really proven this fact. But I'd like to come up with a theory or something to get into the weather library, into the weather encyclopedia, you know, that I'd like to prove this fact somehow, some way. Get a Pulitzer Prize, a Pulitzer Prize winner for that. You know, you get a Pulitzer for that if you come up with something like that. And with that comes endorsements. With that comes all kinds of stuff. Again, up there, up north, there's not much rotation. There's some, but yeah. Well, this is the big punch they were talking about, and it's almost cleared out. I knew it wouldn't last long. And there's not a lot of, yeah, just some moderate rain with it. There's not really much. It's not going to do anything for the rivers, and we can count that out. But I can tell you that my home 20 is getting rain, and it's about to get a little heavier here in a minute. And I'm not there. There it is. As we all wait for the tropics to heat up and get to going, that's where the fun's at. The hurricanes. That's where it lies. Yeah, looks like they're getting ready to cancel that tornado warning in Warsaw. Shrinking, so. Okay. Mesoscale discussion. Wind 80 miles an hour. You guys are stoned. What kind of drugs are you guys on? Mesoscale discussion talking about 20% chance of tornadoes, 85 to 110 mile an hour wind intensity in the tornadoes, 60 mile an hour associated with the gust front. We've seen like 25 at best. So like I said, some of this data is just not accurate. I'm in real time. I'm sitting here, right here, and I can see that that's not the case here at all. Maybe later tonight as it moves toward Pennsylvania, but certainly not here. Springfield, Hamilton, Lebanon, Independence, Lexington, Richmond, clear down to Knoxville. is this gust front warning. You know, I don't know sometimes, man. I do know that Trump understaffed the forecast. You know, the National Weather Service, he gutted it. So the forecasters are not nearly on top of things anymore. And all these models and stuff they're showing us are inaccurate, and they're sending us in the wrong places, and it's costing us a lot of money as chasers. So what we have is, since he's gutted that, we're having a lot more inconsistent data, inconsistent forecasts and stuff, and this is making it harder for us out here, and it costs us more money because we're running around more. And when it comes to a hurricane, I'm not going to rely on the National Weather Service or the Hurricane Center. I'm just going to keep my eye on several different apps that I have and watch, you know, wind velocities and things of that nature. I'm not going to rely on these forecasters anymore. It's been gutted so much that it's not reliable. It's actually going to cost a lot of lives. It probably has this tornado season already, because I've been on a few chases where they said to be somewhere and I was where they said to be, and it happened 75 miles north, and I was like a half hour late. So it just, I don't know, some of these forecasters like your Ryan Halls and stuff and your Max velocity, they're going by what the forecasters are saying, but the forecasters are the ones that are not on top of it. Well, we're talking about the forecasters that work at the National Weather Service. There used to be hundreds. Now we're down to a staff of like maybe 40 or 50. So it's not, you know, it's not what it was. And you can't gut institutions like that and pocket the money. You just can't do that. These institutions save lives. There we go. Well, you have to go with the real-time conditions. You can look at real-time, Daryl, you can look at real-time conditions, say, coming through Illinois and coming through Indiana, and you're going to get a better idea of the data you're getting in real time than you would from any forecaster, any weatherman, anybody. But you just have to wait until the storms start materializing to do so. I think it's more about the real-time information. It gives you a better visual on the data and what's actually going to happen. It's kind of a double-edged sword, though, if you think about it, because you got forecasters telling you one thing and your gut's telling you another, and you don't know what to do sometimes. But just, you know, it is what it is. We try to make the best of it. Sun's starting to peep out. The color's going to change. So that was the line. I'll give you guys a look at it here. That was the line, and it did indeed move through. I'm on the back side of it already, just about. It wasn't what they said it was going to be. And we did that one, yeah, that one down there in Kentucky's going to go away real soon. But yeah, that's what it did for us. And the forecasters, again, this is a product of the forecasters, Daryl, because they're saying right here on this special weather statement that we're going to have all these winds. I don't know if you've seen the lightning or not. That's weird. Because I ain't seeing anything. I'm seeing a little bit of lightning, not a lot on the lightning scope here. But they were saying 80 mile an hour wind gusts, and it didn't materialize. And then they do that about 100 times, and people are just going to quit listening to it. People are just going to say, they said that last time, and then nothing happened. And that's how people die, and you got to be consistent with these forecasts and these models and everything. People's lives really depend on it. Well, if it's fake news, it's because of the weather, the National Weather Service getting gutted. That's why it would be fake news. It wouldn't be fake news or any other reason. It's a tragedy. It really is, because as more time goes on, more people are going to die. In the big scheme of things. But as long as we have chasers out here monitoring real-time data and getting the word out, it kind of offsets the dismissal of all the forecasters. There's no harm in forecasting a few days out or a couple days out. That's all good and well. But the real life-saving information comes when the chasers are out there live. Yep, that would be the line, guys. That would be what we've got. Another little punch moving in here. I see it coming over the hill. Radar's reflecting it too. GSM, yeah, that's playing a role. That's playing a big role in what's going on with our weather. It's a tough one to hash out, but the GSM it has a lot to do with this more, what should I say, violent weather happening. So, and that's been scientifically proven. So, there's that. I'm not going to put much weight on global warming, because the Earth goes through cycles. And we're just going through that cycle now. We had an ice age before us, and over thousands of years, it just does what it does. And I feel like this will be where I'm at right now, will be underwater in 1,000 years probably. Never know. I just don't agree with the climate change deal. A lot of people have said, you're an idiot. Don't you see the pollution? Don't you see? I said, well, I do. I do see the pollution. I do see numbers of that nature. I do read the data. But it's all consistent for the last however many years in industry we've been. And it is what it is. I think it's more about the cycle of the Earth. I don't think it has to do with man. It can get cold. Would you have 30s down there this year, Zen? 20s, I think you said. Yeah, I think you said you had 20s down there. The GSM is playing a role in that. It's not the global warming. I'm just being real about it. From what I've researched and what I've known my whole life, and what I bring to the table says that it's not global warming. It's just a cycle of the Earth. They're coming through. I see you. Yeah, they're coming in there. I see you, mother. Absolutely. Well, yeah, like me and KLW, and Dabu 7777, whatever he is, Dabu. He's very on top of it too. A lot of people don't pay attention to the GSM. They don't think it has any relevance. Well, that's because they haven't researched it. They have not figured out what it is really about. And that's due to ozone, levels and things of that nature, and I get that. Well, I find that in some chats I'm in, it does that. I don't know what it is. I think I don't have any keywords typed into my, in my chat where you can't say it. I don't have any of them typed in there. I left that blank. So I don't know. But I find it a lot in these chats. I find it a lot in Evan's chat. Evan Freiberger's chat has a lot of restrictions on what you can and can't say. More so than anybody. And Mother, where a lot of my education comes from, the GSM. Let's just say I was interested in it, but I wasn't worried about it until like 5 years ago when me and KLW were talking about it, and it all made sense. That's where it all clicked. It's like, yep, it's not global warming, so that's where it all came into play. Probably about 5 years ago. It's important that we know what's going on atmospherically with the Earth that we live on. We need to know what conditions are evolving, what conditions are going on, what conditions could be. We need to know these things. But your mainstream society has no clue. That's not part of what they want to know about. They just want to make sure the internet's on and their TikTok's going. That's what they're worried about. I'm surprised I'm still in some rain. Go about 10-15 minutes up probably. This little area just pushed northwest a little bit at the last minute here. Yeah, gotta love it, Zen. That's what I'm saying, man. These forecasters, this is an algorithm that's sending you that, but the algorithm was programmed by a forecaster. So now that the forecaster's not there to keep up with the updates for the algorithm, that's where all the hundreds of forecasters come in play. They're not there to keep up with the algorithm, and therefore you have what you have. So, misleading forecasts and alerts that are just either premature or really, really late coming in. Daggone it, Mighty Mouse, you could have been sitting here getting wet. He'd be sitting out there with his tripod in the rain with a little garbage bag over him filming this, I'm telling you. Old Mighty Mouse is dedicated to the weather. It's going to get a little heavier here, Daryl. It's going to pop up there to you. It's going to get heavy again. Might already be there, some of it. So you know about them there nuclear hornets and yellow jackets, huh? Yeah. There is such a thing. Google it. It's true. Might be a little bit of wind associated with this one, guys. I don't know. I'm looking at the trees way off in the distance, and it's look like they're moving a bit. I'm sitting here on Martin Marietta property, and the Hamilton County went by and didn't say nothing. This is a gravel pit company that's out of Marietta, Georgia, down there near Chubbs. So basically they just dredge and dig for gravel, rocks, sand, and take a separator and separate it into different big old piles. Good and deep out there, Zen. Good and deep. Yeah, some dogs don't like the weather at all. Anything that changes the pressure, like a concussion from a firework, a gunshot, there goes the park ranger. Concussion from like lightning, cracking somewhere, and the barometric pressure changes will mess with a dog. Yep, I thought so. I seen an inch in there on radar. This one radar is almost real time. It's like about 40 seconds out. This one I've got. I try to keep tight radars, but my proximity radar is about 5 minutes out. But it's normally more accurate than WeatherWise, Omega, all of them. And there'll be a little more heavy rain. Heavy rain's going to last for a minute, looks like. If you're off to your west or your east there, Daryl. It's heading into Forest Park and up toward Hamilton area now. Got about another 5 minutes of it. Kinda. What they got wrong was the 80-mile-an-hour gust associated with this front. If you look out there, them trees are barely moving. They got that wrong. They got the gust front wrong. It was about 25 miles an hour. I don't know, what am I, about 7-8 miles away from your dad? And I'm probably, what, 3 from you, 2.5, 3 from you? I'm local today. Mother, I got one for you. When I go fishing here next time, see if you can check it out. We're gonna wait till the water comes up, and we're gonna put on a non-stop 4-hour action-packed catfish stream. I will guarantee I'll catch at least 3 hogs in that 4 hours, as long as I have the right bait and the water is up. And I'm going to use like about 4 different baits, see what happens there. I just feel like an action-packed fishing stream will do some good. I'm trying to do it, but these fish just ain't cooperating in this hot weather. It does sound fishy. It looks very moist out here too. It's, yeah. Getting heavier, Daryl. Yeah, I'm gonna have some bait fish caught for that. They're easy to catch when the water's up. There ain't nothing to it. Everything's out there feeding. And that's just this one little area holding out. Ain't gonna be much longer though. A few more minutes and they'll be bugging out. You know, I could do that, but I would have to have Daryl with me. I don't think I want to do that again without somebody that I trust. Because that's a little scary, man. I ain't kidding you. When they bite down on your arm like that, and you ain't got full control, they can break your wrist. I'm going to do that too, Zen. I'm going to leave him in for 3 minutes. I'm going to do that. I'm going to make some weedy balls too. I got my cast net with me. I'm gonna throw it in this little pond here and see what it gets, see what it gives. But they got these rocks. It's like about a 4 foot, 5 foot bunch of rocks and just rugged terrain. I don't even want to try it. Yeah, I think he was taking the garbage out. He's doing something there. I'm not sure what he was doing. But yeah, Daryl, we got to get together and we got to get on the river, man. If it's only for a few hours, whatever, man. We got to get on the river, and we can't go to Conveyor Belt, as you know. But I got a little spot we can go to. Or if you want to go to Brookville, whatever you want to do, I don't care. But let's get a few hours on the clock, man. Let's get these poles in the water and make it happen. We can go live. I'll run the stream. Zen's for that. Chubbs said, hell yeah. We'll do a live stream. I don't care. Hell. That's kind of the way I like it. I don't want, you know, if you're going to film yourself for a YouTube video, there's too much behind the scenes editing that can go on. There's too much trickery that can go on with AI and everything. I'd rather just do it live right there in real time and let people see how it really is. Instead of some of these fishing shows, these guys' videos, you know, they edit it up and they just show, you know, a couple casts where they get nothing, but the rest of them are they're pulling fish in. It doesn't work like that. I like to, you know, the real deal. Oh, okay. Daryl Sr. Good evening to you, sir. Got you a bucket hat, sir, by the way, for your fishing. So, I'll get that over to you sooner or later. Go with that shirt. Starting to see that mountain back there now, so getting into some light rain. That's pretty much it. It's pushed itself through and did not get the 80 mile an hour. Did not get the 80 mile an hour I expected to get. As the wise men will say, sometimes you get the bear, sometimes the bear gets you. I even see blue skies over here. Peeking through over there, where that bright spot is. So yeah. That's kind of the thing I was saying about them forecasters there. They just, I don't know. They overhype it. Because I don't think these weather forecasters that are on YouTube have any other access. I think the only access they really do have is what the National Weather Service puts out. And the Storm Prediction Center, same thing. I think it's all just lacking funds and lacking people. Yeah, that is exactly why. That is exactly why. And for people to think, oh, he catches them left and right. Yeah, when they're non-stop video and there's no edits in between it. But I will put in an action-packed day because I know exactly what that river will produce when that river's up. All right. That's that. They're breaking up back there. You can see up there, it's starting to break up. See some blue sky coming in. That's probably the extent of this front, or this line. And it's ahead of a cold front. There's a cold front behind it. Some cooler air coming in. It will be like 5 or 7 degrees below normal. Not much of a cool down, but something. They have to wait till next week when the rain comes then. But it'll happen. I don't care if it's cold. It can be 50 degrees down on that riverbank. I'll go down there if that water's up. I don't care. I know what's going to happen. Shovel head. That kind of thing with Daryl, me, you, and your dad need to go fishing. That's what needs to happen. Get on a boat out there on Brookville. Get in some of the coves and different stuff. Fish them. Bring them bass out. Yeah, I'm getting ready to get on Route 50. Reset this light thing here. And then that bridge I was telling you about, where the Whitewater meets the Great Miami, we're getting ready to go over it. It's a railroad trestle. Let's go bridge jumping back down in there when we were kids. And them was the days. Wow. Where did they all go? My goodness. I try to be funny. We pretty much did what we wanted as long as we were in a certain time. What happened in the wild stays in the wild, for that matter. We had a blast when we were kids, though. Nothing like it is today. When when you have parents with brains, it's a good time. There's that trestle's in. We jump right off that thing, buddy. But yeah, that's pretty much the size of it. And I'm not going to go running this thing across the state of Ohio. I honestly believe up north wasn't near as bad as what it could have been. Looking at estimates here. Wow. Whoa, that slowed my truck down 5 miles an hour. Yeah. But yeah, when I turn off of here, I'll probably end the stream. But appreciate you guys stopping in for real. We'll do it again. We'll do it again. I've been live quite a few times in the past 30 days, so yeah, there's that too. You're welcome, guys. And Mother, stop in anytime you want. We're gonna do something here because this should go without saying, so to say. I'm gonna do something real quick. Let me just get wow, look at that water, guys. There you go, Mother. That should make sense out of it. that goes without saying, actually. And I'm sure you know why. I got to look at it when I went across the bridge. It's still way down. There's no movement in the river whatsoever. There you go. It's gonna grow, Mother. This channel's gonna grow, and you know what we deal with on other channels, and you know it's inevitable. So there's that. You're very welcome. I might pull in this little thing here because what I'm seeing here looks pretty cool, actually, where the sun's peeking through. It rained a little harder here than it did where I was, that's for sure. Yeah, it totally did. It's still raining here. Don't know that it's yeah, we ain't gonna get a view of my thing. Nah, we got a lot of trees in the way. But I will go down and check the river. If y'all want to do that, I'll take you down to the river here and let you see what's a popping in real time. Yeah. Oh yeah. Bad drainage. That's some Hamilton County engineers. They deserve props, don't they? All right, let me kill that. Put this here. Take y'all guys down to the river. No, not in the white van, down by the river. All right. Still some light rain. You can see in the puddles here, it's still raining a little bit. But it's bugging out. I'm hearing some thunder off to the north, Daryl. Major thunder. You're probably hearing it. I should have brought my cast net with me. Daggone it. I ought to go back and get it. Because if I can pull in some shad from down here, that's what I'll do, you know. I'll check it out. Yeah, I could hear it down here. It sounded pretty mean up that way. It was certainly upriver. You can come down here and do some fishing, but the thing is, I have a license down here, you know. The property I go to, it's a different, totally different ball game. Say, Chubbs, welcome back, buddy. We're taking a walk down here to the river. Still raining, but I'm not gonna melt. There it is, then. There it is. Yep. But the river's down. You know, you can see all the vegetation over here. See the mud over there. You know, it's just, it's not up at all. And look at them snags right there. Oh my goodness. Whoa, something just jumped right there too. See the ripples. Look at them snags. My goodness, that's just terrible. I need to get that out of there. But that right there, that's a little deep right there, Zen. That's not shallow at all. I don't know. I might want to come down here with some poles. Yeah, it's way down compared to what it should be, Daryl. Look at this. You can see all this vegetation. You don't normally see that when the river's at a decent level. But I was catching that right there. That's what was looking cool a little bit ago. It was really looking cool with the rays of light coming down. It's not doing it now. But we got blue skies now. It's done moved through. It does, doesn't it? Got that green tint to it a little bit out there. Yeah, it does look good. Yeah, this is Western Cincinnati, mother. In the southwest corner where Indiana, Kentucky, and Ohio meet. This is the Great Miami River. Just, you know, majestic. I mean, you know, for me, it's nothing. I see it there all the time. I grew up here. But for me, the ocean is just the shit. For the guys that live on the beach, this is really cool. For the people that live in the city, this is really cool. But for me, it's more like, stinking ass river. But yeah, see that mud in there, coming off the hill, the water coming off the hill there. Pretty much. pretty much. There'll be times though when it's not. And in fact, like I said, when I get a hurricane, it's all going to uptick. There's going to be a lot of trolls come in. There's going to be a lot of people move through the chat, and it's just going to get out of hand. That's why I'm modding up. I know what's coming. I know exactly what's coming my way. These guys come into your chat wanting to cause problems, and when they do, they cause problems for your channel at the end of the day. When they start talking stupid stuff, it keeps you out of the algorithm. It keeps YouTube suppressing you, and it's all bad. It's all bad. That's why, a lot of the YouTubers, well, some of the YouTubers that Mother and I know, the hammer's down. There's no margin for error. And that's how you keep a clean chat. About 3 miles. Okay. I got you. Yeah, it's Zen's fault. Whenever anything happens on this channel, it's Zen's fault. Anything happens on KLW World News, it's my fault. And that's how that works. It's just kind of a chain reaction. You'll have that. Had one jump out there, Zen. Flopped his little tail. Kind of looked like a shad. I bet there's shad right there. Get in the mud a little bit here. I'd be willing to bet anything there's shad right there in that water. What do you think, Daryl? You'd put your money on them shad being right there, wouldn't you? Smells like perch. Yeah, that's where them shad are hanging out right there. I ought to go get my cast net just to see. But it's so muddy right here. If you look at that. I don't want to get up in that with that cast net. I mean, for real. Should I go get the cast net and give it a try and see what I get? I'll leave it up to you guys. A little more thunder off to the north. Rumbling back up that way. No. I'm on hard ground right now. I mean, it's muddy, but it's solid. It's not like that right there. That's soupy. You'll sink in that right there. All right, Chubbs. I'll go get the net. Hold on. Let's see what we can pull some shad out of here. If we can, I'll go get a bucket, and tomorrow I'll come down and make sense out of it all. Not much, man. All right. There you go, guys. People going down to the river. Going down to get a look, too. I want to see how easy it is to throw this cast in, and I don't know where they're going. But, might pull some fish in that net, tell him. It's a very good possibility. I think that's where the shad are. You see their tails flop every once in a while right there? I think we're likely to get one. 2 or 3 maybe. I'd be surprised if I don't get any, because that looks like the spot. I hear you rumbling. Look at the color of that sky. Wow. Hope these guys ain't in my spot down there. Chubbs, I have to kick them out. But I'm gonna have to set the phone down to throw this cast net, guys. So that's gonna happen. She's wet. There it is. See what happens here. Oh, they're leaving. That's good. I just went down to get a look at the river. Because there was reports, news reports this morning that there could be flash flooding and all that good stuff. Yeah. One of them deals. Because guys, if I can catch some bait fish out of here, I'll come down with a 5-gallon bucket, stock up, put them in the freezer for when the river comes up. Hearing that rumble up there in Coleraine, I put the phone down because I didn't want to get them on the stream. I ain't trying to give them any notoriety. All right. There you go. We're going to see what happens. Should have brought a tripod with me, I guess, but that's all right. I'll just set this phone down for a second. All right. Let's see here. Set this guy down. Tangled up. Okay. All right. Yeah. Wow. It's taking forever to untangle this thing. Yeah, that's not good. Wow. I want to keep this thing in this box. Ugh. Come on. Come on. Tie that on. All right. I'm going to do 1 or 2 throws here. Nada. No, sir. That is not a negative on that throw. Come on now, come here. Get over here. Get off my paint. Nada. No bait fish, guys. Nothing. Nope. Well, that was 3 throws. Nada. Bunch of mud on my feet, but no bait fish. Not surprising. There ain't been nothing good about this river for a while this year. This mud off me. Well, there it is. No bait fish came out of there. Gotta find a spot on this river where there's a bunch of them. You see them, but there's not enough of them. All right. That river, boy. Whew. Leaves a taste in your mouth. They went out there on that island, Daryl, where I was aiming at the camera at, and they're gonna fish off that island. They got chubs in a bucket. Seems like there's more shad in lakes than there is in rivers, but that's just my opinion. Yep. That'd be the size of it, folks. It's pretty much done now. Moving up for Hamilton and Dayton, Lima, up that way. And there's a cool looking little pink deal through there. The camera's not seeing it. It's too bright for the camera. Pool of shad out there. Yeah, that's what we need to do, man. I'm telling you. We need to take a few hours and go out there and do it. We really do. Or just, if you're already out there, I'll meet you out there. Something. And we'll sort of stream up and make it happen. All right, that be that. They're gonna get their car's gonna get towed if they're here after dark. I hate to tell them, but we'll leave that up to them. A couple Hispanics with a white girl. I don't think them Mexicans understand that and Lincoln's language to read the signs. There we go. Eventually, Daryl, we'll get your Zello on your phone, man. Your two-way feature, so you can get to us a side of the stream, as far as get to Zen, get to the other subs if you want to talk to them. And Mother, that's something else too. If you want to get Zello in there, that's fine. Just JBL Storm Chase, JBL Sound Guard Storm Chase. Just request that. But yeah, that'll do it, guys. Appreciate you guys being on board. There'll be a next time. Maybe fishing next time on live. Maybe on a storm. Maybe on a house fire. Or hell, maybe a car wreck. Who knows? But it's all good. You don't have to. It's just if you wanted better communication with all of us. But I appreciate you guys stopping in. There'll be another stream. Not sure how long it'll be. I've been pretty much at it for the last 30 days, quite a bit. But could be fishing, could be a house fire, could be a car wreck, could be a plane crash. Who knows? But we'll see you guys on the next one.